You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options. Facebook.com/TheOptionsInsider or via questions at TheOptionsInsider.com.
Welcome to Volatility Views, the premier program for volatility traders. Each week, we'll take a deep dive into the world of volatility with in-depth analysis, trading activity reviews, strategy breakdowns, cutting-edge education, and much more. We'll also bring you exclusive conversations with the traders, researchers, and asset managers who are reshaping the volatility landscape. If it involves volatility, then you'll find it on Volatility Views. And now, it's time to take a deep dive into the world of volatility. It's time for Volatility Views.
All right, everybody. That music means it's time once again for Volatility Views, the premier program for volatility traders. My name is Mark Longo from theoptionsinsider.com, as well as, of course, from the ever-exciting, at least we hope so, Options Insider Radio Network. If we're going to sound different, and I'm sure we do, we sound a lot different, it's because we're not in the studio today. We're surrounded by a lot of drunken traders at the Option Pit Pro Trader Summit, so it should be pretty interesting. Going to do a little bit different thing, too. We're recording Vol Views middle of the week as opposed to Friday, because I'll be traveling. These guys will be in the middle of Pro Trader Summiting, so there won't be time for it this week. So you get a nice little midweek dose of volatility views. And joining me to do all this talking of vol is good to see him in the person. It's been a while. Is the Rock Lobster himself, Mr. Andrew Giovinazzi. How you doing, sir?
Am I the Rock Lobster still, or am I the Meat Lobster?
You can be whatever you want to be, sir.
No, on this show, you're just Andrew.
I'm just Andrew.
Yeah, the option block has its own names. On this one, we're just who we are.
We just are who we are.
This is the stuffy show.
This is the stuffiest
You
show.
are who you are.
This is the
Welcome
stuffiest
to
part.
Volatility Views.
That's right, the
This
volatility.
is your home for,
By the way,
for expensive volatility.
and when you talk about volatility, you have to have your pinky up in the air.
Yes. Can't you see I'm sipping my tea with my pinky in the air right now. That other voice, that very tinny voice on the end there, is, what did you call yourself? The Rock Ball. Mr. Mark Sebastian. Mr. Sebastian, welcome to the program, sir.
Good to be here. Quite the day, and by that I mean not quite the day.
Not quite the day at all. Well, you guys are busy summiting. You know, we touched on it a little bit at the Option Block show, but for our Vol Views listeners who probably would be very interested in an event like this, what the heck is the Pro Trader Summit, sir?
So what we do is we invite all of our option pit clients to come to Chicago, and I bring in experts on all the major subjects that traders care about. So we had the Thompson twins on, Mike and Matt of Volatility View fame.
So they were talking Tesla stock, right? Because that's their thing.
Believe it or not, they brought the mullet.
They did. They brought, but by the way, that was a great talk.
And they did a great job. We had a robot. Rob Booker came out and talked about robot building.
Surprisingly awesome.
Computerized trading. We had.
I thought you were building cool mechanical robots in the
yeah.
thing that you could
I mean, his robot trading is
to get you a bear.
You know, another algo guy came in and talked.
Yep.
Josh came in and talked algos. We had Phil Flynn, who's one of the more
Commodity
famous
guy.
He's an energy guy, knows more.
Buy oil.
Yeah, Jim Green came in.
He's bullish, huh?
Jim Green of Rosetta Capital was in to talk about ag, which is his expertise. And then we had a couple other people come in and talk about risk management and things like that.
We had Adam about how to trade a butterfly like a big boy.
Yeah, and then yesterday we did like spreadsheet building, which is kind of neat. Tomorrow we're gonna have all sorts of other traders. Stephen Place, that was on Option Block yesterday, was here, is going to be here, and it's all experts that are going to make our students better at what they do, plus the interaction of the students talking to each other, so that they get better amongst each other, because there's a lot of kind of call it learning osmosis that exists, or diffusion that happens when you put a lot of smart people making money in a room at the same time. So, we've got a mix of really retail, all RIAs, even a little institutional here. And
it's a 3-day extravaganza, right?
4 days.
Oh, 4 days. I said it before. 3 days. It's 4 days.
Our clients are profitable. I want to tell you, they are happily profitable.
One of your clients was telling me before the show that you guys spent some time, I think today, building the Ultimate Edge spreadsheet. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what we were working on yesterday.
That's what we were working on yesterday.
Yeah.
The spreadsheet for all Edge. So once you finish that spreadsheet, you have it. You have the answer.
We spent a bunch of time looking at, all right, what volatility information do we want to extract for the market? And then how do we want to set fair value against that information? Because Edge is really just, what am I getting over current fair value, right? That's it, right? If something's worth $3 and I get to sell it $3.02, there's 2 cents in it, right? Now, that 2 cents...
It's good Edge, baby, 2 cents.
It is good Edge. Believe it or not, that's great Edge.
I know. That's how serious, how sad that is, yeah.
When we were training, we were like, I can't believe I only made a nickel an Edge.
I was about to say, I don't get out of bed for less than an 8.
Yes, exactly.
So, but now, Edge isn't, Edge is just that until it's captured, right? You have to capture it. But so what we spend a lot of time doing is going through the process of building a model to find Edge in the marketplace, right? Relative to what we perceive as a fair value.
Right. We want a trade delivery system.
Yeah, your fair value and my fair value could be very different. We're pretty smart. On this show, I have no problem saying it. I am. We're pretty smart, and the people in the room are pretty smart. So we've got a pretty good idea on how to make money trading options. So, my book, Trading Options for Edge, I lay out how to make money trading options. We're trying to basically quantify that into a spreadsheet. What we're really trying to do is take what the three of us know intuitively, and quantify that into a spreadsheet, right? Right, like you look at a trade and you go, that's a good trade or a bad trade, right? You don't need a spreadsheet because you just look, right? But what the spreadsheet will do, and what scanning software will do is funnel that data into something that makes it much faster. So that's what we spent the entire day doing yesterday.
We put a little secret sauce in it, so the idea is... it wasn't tomato sauce. That was the night before.
We did that on Tuesday night. It was delicious.
And Mark lived up to his nickname, the Greasy Meatball.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we're going to rename him the Greasy Brajol. But other than that,
that's tasty.
Yeah, it was good.
And it wasn't greasy, actually.
It was delicious.
It was. If you want Brajol recipes, please feel free to tweet at options, and I'll teach you how to make a really good Brajol.
That's the next tab on the spreadsheet. You have the ultimate spreadsheet of Edge, and then the next tab is the delicious Brajol recipe.
So what we want is, we want the trades delivered, the ideas delivered to clients. So basically, you open your spreadsheet, you open your platform, and what they're presented with is idea scenarios based on whatever the current conditions are. So you trade vol, time spreads, flies, whatever. The idea is to bring trade ideas to clients directly, and that's what everybody wants. And we're kind of using experience to make it happen. We got all of our clients here, like 25, just come up with a sheet. So.
There we go. The ultimate spreadsheet of Edge. You become a client, you too can access the ultimate spreadsheet of Edge. Meanwhile, we're going to keep on rolling into a truncated vol review.
It's time to break down the latest developments in the volatility trading world. It's time for the Volatility Review.
All right, welcome to the Volatility Review. This is indeed the portion of the program where we break down what the heck is going on here from a vol perspective, vol trading, vol trending. We're breaking the third wall today, listeners. We are recording it a little bit earlier, not on our usual Friday, actually on a Wednesday. So we're getting a little bit of a mid-market taste of all things VIX today, and a bit of a weird one. You know, we saw a kind of mixed day start off. You know, Vol couldn't really catch a bid. It was kind of off. And then towards the end of the day, it caught a bid. It caught a bid up to threatening that 13 handle. Our old friend VVIX threatening 100 again. So a lot of interesting stuff. I know you were busy building the ultimate spreadsheet of edge, Mr. Rocklobster, but anything in today's kind of weird activity catching your eye?
So I would say the ultimate spreadsheet of edge was that lift in VIX actually brought the edge in the futures down, meaning I like to see a certain amount of premium in the VIX futures in order to initiate certain types of trades. And you know, and VIX is built for the future curve is built for the cash to move up and absorb the move. So as a trader, you're trying to get that. You want to create a trade to capture that. So obviously that we do that at option pit, we do it pretty well. But I think today was kind of a fadeable move. But actually, thank you, Alicia. More importantly, I think you actually moved the date of vol views today so you could win the crystal ball contest.
I will see. Where am I here?
I think there is some huge vol news out there, though, that Mark maybe...
I wish. It actually would have worked better this morning than it does now, but you still...
I want you to know, there is some huge vol news in the VIX space right now.
Go for it, sir. Lay it on
50 Cent is back.
Oh, yes. Yes, we were going to get to that.
50 Cent is back. I can confirm it was him buying, too.
Tell us more.
So,
how many did he buy, sir?
Customer bought 50,000 for 51 cents. I think it was the AUG.
It was AUG.
It was the AUG something calls.
Yeah, AUG 47 halves. Well, you saw a couple.
No.
There were two.
No. So today, a customer bought 50,000 the AUG 47 and a half for 18. That was not 50 cent.
That would be 18 cents,
yes,
his cousin.
That would have been 18 cents. Yesterday, a customer bought...
His much smaller cousin.
Yeah, yesterday a customer bought 50,000 of the August, what were they, Mark? The
28s.
The
28s traded here again today for
51
cents.
cents.
Yeah, 49 cents.
Yeah, they bought the 28 for 51 cents yesterday. The customer is back. Do you have a copy?
I got a, I don't have a hardback copy.
So, so I think that is huge news. I can hear. So what I hear from the SIBO is the elephant, the one by two short put guy.
He's looking.
Probably
he's
probably not coming back.
Oh, he's done.
Probably not.
Really?
50 Cent.
He did all right.
Yeah, he did fine. 50 Cent is 100% back, and he's going to start doing some of that volume again.
You know, we're going to see some baby elephant 1x2 guys coming in, though, eventually. That's going to come back.
Mr. Stuffaluppagus,
yes.
Can we call the next one?
Yes, we'll call the guy
Follow the
Stuffaluppagus.
trade people. They're going to follow the trade, smaller size, just move along.
It happens all the time. How many people did we see putting up tiny 1x2s all throughout, all of 2016 and early 2017? That was a trade everybody did. So that guy did all right.
The best trade you could have done in like the end of February was a bull 1x2 in VIX. Long one, short two. He made a killing.
He was, and then he left that second leg open for a while.
He made money.
He did all right. He had to wait.
I think he sweat enough he might be done.
He did. He sweated because for a while there he was not looking. He was looking all right, but not as good as it was.
Maybe for that kind of size, you would have thought he would have a little more understanding of that ball can stay higher longer than you realize.
That's what a drip pan is made for. When you're sweating on those trades, they just put the drip pan under you.
I mean, you're the risk manager. You must not like seeing all those naked short units because he was short two on the upside. He took off one. He took it off one by one. He's like, I'm leaving the rest. We'll see. Let's wait for this to come in. He had let's say a sweat-filled week or so before it finally came.
As a risk manager, I professionally I try not to sweat, although sometimes it can be difficult.
Yes, it can. Let's just put it this way. I would have gotten the tap on the shoulder.
From the aisle of Costco where you're buying beans. Stop buying beans and stop close out these short.
Close out that short contract.
Too late. If that's not enough vol news, we also have our old friend TVIX announcing, I think it was last week, that they're going 1 for 10. So not only are they still around, they're reverse splitting again, effective June 8th. So,
oh my gosh, that's a shock. A vol product,
yes.
Reverse splitting. Oh my gosh.
Volume in that, since UVXY reduced their exposure to 1.5, volume in TVIX has exploded.
It's one of the only other games in town.
Why would I want? Although, actually, one of the things, and I'm not going to reveal the name, one of the real fascinating things that I came out of from the Thompson twins talking today, because I'll let them talk about it next time they're on, was there is a S&P based ETF,
An alternative.
that actually tracks TVIX and has options that's better.
SVIXI. Tracks SVIXI.
SVIXI.
I was gonna
Sorry,
say.
SVIXI.
Most things are better than TVIX, though. I mean, it's
SVIXI.
And actually,
it's an inverse.
one thing I see about people with TVIXI, because TVIXI just split, reverse split 10 for 1. People do not understand how crappy that product is.
Yes.
They really got to, and I see it in the chat rooms, like, Dave Beckfeld's room, he has, and I see people, they're trying to educate them, but I swear to God, people jump into that product like, you got to be careful.
It was one of the first big spectacaour blowouts in the vol space, right?
Yeah, because
it completely disassociated.
Yeah, they mismanaged the product terribly. And that's the thing is, that's like our favorite phrase is VXX is predictably crappy, meaning they have managed the product at least in a predictable way. That means to me you can trade it. The sad part is what they did with SVXY and UVXY is like now they change it on it. So I don't know. Well, at least put it this way, it's not like they can't reduce the gearing anymore they did, or they're going to turn into a snail, right? A snail stuck in cement and nobody's ever going to trade them again. So, but anyway, at least from that point of view, just for listeners, you're just trying to dance in the vol space. TVIX is a very, very difficult product. I think the issuer mismanages the product, and you got to be a little careful when you, actually more than a lot careful.
A lot careful, yeah. My favorite stat on TVIX, if you put $2.5 million in it when it launched in 2010, take a guess what that would be worth right now. $2.5 million in TVIX in 2010.
Okay, I'm going to take a wild guess, about as much as this glass of wine cost me right now.
Actually, you could not even buy that glass of wine. It would be approximately $1. $1. Yes, all sorts of great value creation there in the land of TVIX. Let's look at the week that has been so far out here. It actually is right now in VIX land in terms of hot VIX strikes. A weird midweek hot VIX strikes. Top 10, number 1 with a bullet, the June 20s. A little over 250,000, 265,000 contracts open. Number 2, our first put on the list, the June 15 puts, 195,000 open number there. Number 3, the June 30s. Everybody loves the 30 strike. They won't give up on the 30 strike all day long. 30 strike. The June 30s with 180,000 contracts. Number 4, the June 21s, 157,000. Number 5, our second put on the list, the June 14s, 154,000. Number 6, hot on its heels, more puts. The June 13 puts. A lot of puts, Mr. Rock Lobster, this week. 153,000. Number 7, the July 30s. If you couldn't get enough 30s in June, the July's got you covered to the tune of 149,000. Number 8, the July 25s, 148,000. Number 9, July 21s, and 143,000. Round out the top 10, also 143,000. The June 18th, Mr. Rock Lobster, with 143,000. Their total about 8.5 million, 6.25 on the calls, 2.25 million on the puts. Anything raising your eyebrows there, Mr. Rock Lobster?
What we noticed is a lot more interest in puts, a lot more interest around like 11, 12 settle. That's where the money seems to be congregating. So if you're if you're looking at something like that, you're buying 13 puts and selling 12 puts or selling 11 puts. I mean, that looks at least where the volume is congregating, and I think we try to ride that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's also ride it on into abbreviated vol voicemail.
It's time to share your thoughts and opinions with your fellow volatility traders. It's time to check the Volatility voicemail. Make your voice heard by dialing 779-669-4VOL. Posting a comment on the optionsinsider.com, sending an email to questions@theoptionsinsider.com, or posting your questions to twitter.com/options or facebook.com/theoptionsinsider.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Vol voicemail. This is, of course, the portion of the show where we answer your questions. Mr. Rock Lobster, everybody loves that VXX July call spread. I should say everybody loves to sell it. We had someone write in last week say they were selling it. This is someone else saying they're with This is from Super Met saying, yeah, I'm down with that. I sold it as well. So a lot of people are blasting away on that. What was it? It was the July 70-90 call spread in VXX. Paper traded at 73,000 times for 31 cents. Mark, all of our listeners have been writing in saying how they're just selling this thing left and right ever since we talked about it.
So I know it's not that I don't think the spread makes money,
things to sell.
but how fast does the spread make money? Decays at like a penny a day.
I mean,
Yeah.
and quite honestly, if you think VXX can't get to 90, you're wrong. It can. All it needs is a real event. And if you think what we just saw is a real event, that was like a semi-event. The vol blew up, but the market didn't. If vol blows up and then the market blows up at the same time, VIX could go to 100, and VXX will be trading 180.
Could you say bada bing, bada boom?
Hey, yo, I did.
But they made 31 cents. I mean, what's...
Yeah, well, the risk reward there. How can I lose?
For what is it, 20 handles?
20 handles, yeah. I'm going to make 31 cents at risking $19.69.
So just
how can I lose? That is like tell you what, the person that sold that spread, I guarantee you they own extended warranties on all their appliances.
They probably do it. They're not reading your spreadsheet of Ultimate Edge. They need to read the spreadsheet of Ultimate Edge.
Also, the thing is, but that's the thing is, when you're trading something, you also have to factor in your cost of capital in your dollars. So, okay, I've got $20 of risk, $2,000, and it's decaying at a penny a day. I mean, I can tell you what VXX is going to decay a day. It doesn't mean that trade can't make money. For sure, it can make money, but I mean, can you do better than a penny a day with the risk? 30 cents on 20 handles is. It's a return, okay? Probably better than a treasury, but still, they hit it.
Treasuries aren't going to cost you 20 handles in the wrong direction.
If the market blows up, the treasury is not going to hurt you. Just saying.
We may have inspired some people when we discussed that.
I know.
Maybe inadvertently.
The hate on Mixler is coming.
We inadvertently inspired these people. Speaking of inspired, Mark, you talked a couple of weeks ago. This comes from Bert Whitman. He says, Mark Meatball, I guess that's you, said last week, this is I think 2 weeks ago, that he only likes short VIX 1x2 spreads when VIX is low and the VVIX is high. He says, I get the first part, but not the second. Doesn't that make the spread more expensive? Or is it that you expect the high volatility to increase the chance of a move that makes the spread pay off? So basically he's saying, why don't you like the short 1x2 in VIX, except when, the VIX is low and VVIX is high?
No, when VVX is the short 1x2?
Yeah, short 1, long 2. The normal VIX.
No, he's got it reversed.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, but I wanted you to...
Yeah. When VVIX is really low, I want to own both. When VVIX is really high, you don't want to... when VVIX is really high, you don't want the 1x2 on. That was my point, is that, when VVIX is too high, the spread, the strike spread between your short 1 and long 2 gets so wide you can't trade it. If it's over 6, don't bother. And I prefer 5, and I don't like paying for it. And I can only do that when VIX is low and VVIX is low, and I can make money.
Yeah, I could tell that he had. Yeah, we got to wrap it up soon. We got a lot of questions, but yeah, I thought he had it a little bit backwards. But it's your words. I didn't want to put. I put words in Mark's mouth enough. I didn't want to put extra words in his mouth. All right, let's keep on rolling to our final segment. It is time for a really quick crystal ball, which I don't have the sound for, so we're going to pretend that we did it. All right, welcome to the crystal ball. This is indeed the portion of the show where usually we pick where the hell VIX is going to be on Friday. So far, we've picked for this Friday. So far, I am at 1185. Mr. Meatball is at 1155. I think both of those are looking pretty, well, not except for today's last-minute move. They were looking pretty good this morning.
We'll get there.
So I'll give you an opportunity if you want to adjust now or you want to stay at 1155.
I'll take 1155 all day. So.
Yeah, I do like that. I'm not going to mess with my 1185. Andrew, since you're here, if you want to play too, if you want to get a.
Andrew's like 15 because he's like super paranoid about everything.
He is Mr. Squeezy McSqueezerstein these days.
I'm gonna say 1180.
Well, you know the old.
So you're really gonna buy a nickel?
That's jerky.
Wow.
You know the old saying,
You're that
my
guy?
outlook is my position.
So So you were that guy everybody hated in the pit.
I just squeezed the show.
That's what I get for being generous. I invite you in, I allow you to play too, and you cart me by a nickel. So I'll remember that.
Path to heaven is paved with good intentions, Mr. Longo.
So now I have a short window of opportunity. We shall see.
I squeezed Mark in his own show. That's really bad.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I think with that note, we're going to bring to a close this live version of Volatility Views. But before we go, there we go. Let's go back around the horn. We mentioned how great the Pro Trader Summit is. If people want to check it out next year, or maybe are there going to be recordings from these sessions they can check out on the website, or?
Well, I mean, the thing with the Pro Trader Summit is you got to be here because a lot of it is, internally ingested. So you got to be here to do it. So next year, but we got Breakout Bulletin, Vol Newsletter, we got Option Pit Live, all the good stuff.
Sign up for our gold membership, and then you can come next year. Sign up for the gold membership. Reach out to Mark if you
exactly. Mark just said sign up for the gold membership, and we'll make you eligible for it next year.
Yeah, and if you reach out through Mark, I'll give you an extra discount, and I'll throw Mark a bone too. So support the show.
There you go. You get all, and you too can get the spreadsheet of Ultimate Edge, which is what we're all after at the end of the day. On behalf of the Rock Ball and the Meat Lobster, and indeed myself, thank all of you for downloading, streaming, and subscribing. Thanks for joining into this very truncated, very live and raucous episode of Vol Views. We'll be back at the normal time next week, and we'll see you then for more Volatility Views.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/The Options Insider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.